If you type a little bit like me and you've searched at all, then you've probably had this experience where you search for one thing but get results for something else. For example, if I look for online training but I spell training wrong, you'll notice that I still get results for online training. It includes those. I'm not getting results for online trianning, whatever that is. I could look for that and see what it will be as online training where somebody else had bad typing at some point, I'm sure. But if I look for online training spelled wrong and I get online training spelled right, that's a testimony to the fact that someone has noticed that training spelled this way is probably not what people are looking for, that instead they're looking for training. When I misspell something this badly, it probably means something else, not a unique new term I'm looking for. And this wasn't created personally for my bad typing. This is set up for millions of users around the world. This is Bing, and this is what they do. You type one thing, you get results for another. Then within the results that I get, there's actually some preference given to some of the results. The very first item here, online employee training, take your employee training online, that isn't necessarily first because it was clicked most frequently or it was the best match. It's first because they paid to be first. Both Versal.com and Capella University chose to pay to have their links promoted to the top of the list. The ability to say, when one of my users searches for trianning, they probably mean training, and the ability to promote some results over others are two ways that search is customized, and we can customize search in the same ways in SharePoint Online. We'll do it using the Query Rules feature, which lets us match words to a variety of circumstances. For example, it would be nice if whenever a user is looking for an image, they could use the word picture or the word image. And we wouldn't have to have them list both because we can say, if you include the word picture, you're going to see results that include images. Same thing's true with video. If a user enters the word video in a search, it would be nice if they were then seeing videos in response to their search. If you're a person who's in charge of searching for your organization, you'll want to know a lot about how you create query rules and how they work. But I'd like to give all of us a small taste of them and how they can be customized. How we can say when users look for A, they really also mean B and C. Or when users get a set of search results, there are some things I'd like to promote to the top of the list. So we're going to create a basic query rule. Whenever someone says that they're looking for a video library, we're going to take them to the video library on this site. And the name of this library is Team Assets. It's in the Quick Launch. Even if I'd called this video library, it's not what it is, but even if I had done that, somebody still might enter the term movie library, or they might look for movies. So we want to create a rule that makes it easy for someone to be able to find this even if they don't know its name, because they know what content they're looking for. Let's begin by clicking our Settings button and choosing Site Settings. If I happen to go into settings from the Landon Hotel intranet from the top of my site collection, then I will see the top level site settings, and there are query rules in the top level site as well that apply to the entire site collection. So if I want to create rules that will work for everyone throughout Landon Hotels, that is indeed where I would create them. But we're just going to check out a rule in this site here. So notice my search, not in my top level site settings, but for this site. And I have query rules right here. If I want more information about query rules, there's a link right here from SharePoint Online. The first thing I need to do is choose a context for this particular rule. So when you're configuring it, you're not configuring the search, you're configuring the results that come back. When someone simply searches in the search box, what they're searching for is this site. So I'm going to choose local SharePoint results. I don't have any user segments. I don't have any topic categories, so this is all good. And I'm going to create a new query rule right here. The Add Query Rule page loads, and I need to give this a rule name. Notice it says it fires only on local SharePoint results. That means that if somebody is searching for people, this rule won't apply. I might want to have this same rule created for other types of results other than local SharePoint results. And I'm going to name this that I want to direct the results to the asset library, which is called Team Assets. I really don't have any place to write a description for this, so it's good to have a name that makes good sense. My choices in terms of query conditions are, am I looking for keywords exactly, for action terms, for matching a dictionary, for a query more common in source, and so on. And I can enter all of the search terms that I wish to have that would match exactly. For example, if someone is looking for a movie, they might use the word watch. If we sold watches, this would be a problem, but the word watch is going to be just fine here. Now I can have another phrase separated by semicolons, as the text box description indicates. Video, movie library. I'm not sure I want video, so if I want to remove it, just go back and take it out. And I don't need to put this in quotes, but I do need to delimit them with semicolons. Video library, MP4 library, and perhaps one more, movies. There we go. Remember that we're looking for exact keywords, so if someone types in movie, movies will not be triggered, and movie library will not. But if they type in the word movies, indicating they're looking for a collection, more than one of them, that will work. If I want to remove conditions, I do that here, and I can add alternate conditions as well, other conditions. This is what I'm looking for, though. Think of this as a big if-then. Here's the if. If it's true, what then? I just fired up the Team Landon San Francisco site again here, because what I want to do is go grab that URL for the Team Assets library and add it here as a promoted result. Let's jump on over. There's Team Assets, right-click, copy shortcut, back to my query rule. Add a promoted result. Here's my URL. I can render that URL as a banner instead of a hyperlink. I can put a title on the top of this particular promoted result. And I can say that this is the Team Asset Library. And this is a description, just as we saw if we're on Google or Bing and there's a promoted link. It's not just sitting there as a bare link, there's a description. And this would include Team Landon, SF videos, audio, and promotional images here. Exclamation point or not, up to you. Click Save. Notice that I could add more promoted results if I wished. I can add blocks of promoted results. I can also change ranked results by modifying the query. There are lots of options for what I can do here. When I click the publishing link, notice that I can control when this rule is in play. So if you buy advertising space, promoted links, on one of the search sites, you actually will have a time that will start and that will end, often based on a budget, but sometimes based on dates. So I can either have an ending date for this, or I can simply make it active until I wish to make it inactive. If you add a review date, then you can have a date when the person you list as a contact needs to review this. But even if I don't expand this publishing group, this new query rule will be marked as active, and when I save it, it will be applied. When I return to my Manage Query Rules page, notice that I have one rule right here, defined for this site, and 18 rules that were provided by SharePoint, some of which go back, looks like actually all of them going back to SharePoint 2013. You can modify those rules as well if you wish. And this will allow me to test a query. Or I can leave this page and go back to my site and test the query if I wish. So I'm going to do that. Let's go back over to our home page. It sometimes takes a bit for this to publish, but let's give it a go anyway. Remember that if I look for the term movies, I would expect to have our Team Assets library show up at the top of the result set. There we go. How do I know that this is because of the rule? Team Landon SF videos, audio, and promotional items here. That's how easy it is to create promoted results, to modify search so that it meets people's needs. If you're hearing from your users, I search for movies and I can't find them, well, this is going to take them to the library they need to go to. And it doesn't take but a few minutes to create meaningful query rules for search in SharePoint.